Okay, guys, we need to talk. When Fallout 4 was teased and we saw that first trailer, we were all certain, we were all absolutely positive that Fallout 4 was going to be a fucking masterpiece. Fallout 3 was great, New Vegas was amazing. I'm not as big a fan of New Vegas because I hate the whole casino thing. So Fallout 3 was my favourite only because of the New Vegas setting, though arguably Fallout New Vegas was a better game. Anyway, the hype for Fallout 4 was huge, and what we got was not an RPG. What we got was a handful of proper quests, a half-assed quest line, a bunch of retcons and lore breaks, more suits of power armor than you can shake a stick at, too many settlements to build, and another settlement needs your help. Fallout 4 was excessively padded with Radiant quests, and let's be fair, Radiant quests are junk quests. Radiant quests are lazy, boring shit. Radiant quests are an anti-RPG element. They add nothing to the lore, the story. They're situationally appropriate, but they're just generative shite. The thing is, Bethesda's never really said, yeah, sorry about that, guys. All they've said, as far as I know, is it didn't quite turn out the way we'd planned. Whoops. ZeniMax owns Bethesda, and they need to give them more staff, they need to give them a proper writing team, they need to give them more time. Now, if this is Fallout 5 that we're getting, get the fuck off the hype train, because this might be a piece of shit too. Now Fallout 4 was an okay game, but it wasn't a proper Fallout game, and it sure as fucking hell wasn't an RPG. What I want, what we all want, if well, those of us who've got any fucking sense and taste and standards, what we want is an open world RPG and not a sandbox. And if you're asking what the difference is, a sandbox is one where you go around and fuck around and make your own fun. An open world RPG still has the same, what's the word? The same foundation, only it's story driven, there are lots of proper quests and so forth. Guys, get off the hype train. Wait and see. If we are getting Fallout 5, wait and see. Don't buy it on day one. It's going to be bugged to all fuck anyway. So what you really should do is wait and ask questions and find out if it's padded with Radiant quests, if it's padded with building settlements. That's not an RPG. You want at least 200, 300 proper unique quests. You want side quests in all of your factions. And as far as settlements go, settlements need to be buildable, sure, but you need to have the option to not have to build them, because if you want an RPG, the last thing that you want to do is spend hours upon hours building settlements up to make them look good, and then you make a good settlement and then you see the pictures of what other people have built and you sit there and go, well, mine's shit. What Bethesda needs to do with settlements moving forward is a few things. The first of which is they need to make several dev-created alternate cells. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the difference between pre-war sanctuary and post-war sanctuary. You have the area of sanctuary, and you have the pre-war cell and the post-war cell. What they should have done was put in 2 or 3 pre-built dev-created settlements that you can edit afterwards, add extra defences to and so forth, but they could be built with with schedules and pathing and so forth. The next thing that you want is unique settlers to turn up, and a framework in which you can have certain unique settlers turn up after certain days of the beacon being activated, and after certain stages and certain quests have been done. If you threw that framework in when you put in settlements, as you no doubt will because they were so popular, if you put that framework in, then modders could add more quests and stories. The Minutemen could have been fantastic. You could have had an entire intricate, fantastic storyline that rotated around the Minutemen, that was set in the settlements, and they didn't give us that. They just gave us Radiant shit. I mean, fine, throw Radiant quests in there, that's fine. But have them as something you have to ask for. It was alright with, for example, the Brotherhood of Steel, and you could ask for extra jobs. For the settlements, you could just have a bounty board that you could place in your settlements, and then go up to and pick up a Radiant if you want it. I love Fallout, and I love Elder Scrolls, and I'm really worried that my favourite franchises are just going to be another Fallout 4, another half-assed Radiant quest infected settlement building clusterfuck with no stories, no quests, no nothing. I mean, Fallout 4 was padded with shooting galleries and Minecraft and The Sims, and there was no substance to it. And Fallout 5 might be the same, or worse still, we might get a fucking MMO. Now, some of you are like, yeah, that's a great idea. Well, you can't mod it, and we all love modding our Bethesda games, let's be fair. Plus, we've already got our hands full with ESO, so we don't really need another online game. And then it's just going to be more shooting each other and NPCs, other players getting in your way. We don't need it. But yeah, just because the hype is huge, it doesn't mean the game's going to be any good. So you really want to stop and think and ask questions, be a little bit more skeptical, because Bethesda's games have gone downhill a little bit. And trusting them, is that really something that you should be doing? Just think about it. One final thing, there is a petition listed below, and stop and read it and give it a chance, take the time to read it and actually look at it, because it outlines most of the problems with Fallout 4, and on top of that, it's not just criticisms, it's constructive criticisms. It's fantastic ideas that will make future Fallout games, if they actually paid attention to it, it will make future Fallout games accessible to both hardcore RPG peeps like myself and the casual console lot that just want to build and shoot stuff, who I think personally are ruining Bethesda games, because if they hadn't sung its praises and bought so many copies and rated it as the best game in the whole fucking world, then Bethesda might think a little bit more about the direction of their games, because the new direction of Fallout 4 was shit. Yes, the graphics were better. Yes, the gunplay was better. The game was garbage Fallout and a garbage RPG. We could have better games. We could have amazing games. You've got to stop singing the praises of half-assed generic garbage. You've got to start holding companies to higher standards. Otherwise, we're never going to get the kind of games that we could have. So stop and think and read the petition. Please read it, sign it, have a think about it. That's my morning alarm going off. Right. That's me done.